about point number 7, that is seal, script and weight. So we have discussed a little bit about these topics before, but today we are going to discuss about one by one, little bit more in detail. See, first, image of seal. Seal is used for the long distance communication during the Indus Valley civilization. Then second is script. Script means writing of Indus Valley civilization. And third, we have weight. Weight is to measure the or to scale the mass. Right? So we are going to discuss one by one. First, we have seals and sealing. See, as we discussed before, right, seal is one of the most important sources to reconstruct the Indus Valley civilizations. Now, seal are made up of a stone called steatite, and we also call soapstone. And this kind of stone is categorized under the sedimentary rock. Right? So, Harappan people, seals, what are the exactly use of the seal? As I told you before, seal and sealing facilitate a long distance communication. That means long distance communication means to send this gift or parcel or to somewhere else, right? Just like we have sending parcel nowadays. Yeah. Nowadays we have different kind of facilities, like we have speed post, we have blue dirt, we have FedEx, right? So different kind of facilities. But at that time, during the 26,000 BC, is there any kind of facility there? No. So what they do that kind of sending person, just like we have. See, you have seen this kind of person in your school, right? Like this, putting the seal wax and then putting hammer. Exactly like that in ancient civilization, what people used to do. Suppose if I need to send parcel to someone else during that time, so I will put all in the bag. Then what I will do on the note of this bag, I will affix some wax. I put some clay. Right? Nowadays, what they do, they put sealing wax. During that time, what we do, we put some kind of clay. Right? On that clay, and they punch the seal, whatever seal they want. Right? Just like that. So when the person reaches to someone, the person without any damaging this seal or this seal, that means the parcel is sealed. Just like here, if somebody attempt to break this, then the person who received this will say something about it because it is not safe because it's open. So through that way, this kind of process works, seals and sealing process work. Now, archaeology also gives us information about seals and sealing, identify the center. Now see, that is quite interesting, right? But we don't have exactly it is true or not. You see, as we know, right, Harappan scripts were not able to read. So maybe they guessed by looking at the motif or image of the seal. We are not sure about it. Even archaeologists are not sure about it, so how could I? So next topic, we are going to discuss about an enigmatic script. Now here, Harappan scripts are called enigmatic. Why? It's called enigmatic. Now first, the enigma means doubtful or difficult to understand or mysterious, right? Now why Harappan call it enigmatic script? Because Harappan script is still now not able to read or not able to decipher it. Means not able to read. Archaeology is not able to read. Right? So that's why these Harappan seals are called enigmatic script. Now, what are the use of this seal? Harappan seal usually have a line of writing, right? See, you can hear a line of writing on a seal, right? So, probably contain the name and title of the owner, as I told you before. Probably, see, I have wrote the word probably. Why? Because we are not sure. Probably means maybe, right? So we are not sure. That's why the writing on here may be name or title of the owner. So this is how archaeology give us the information. But they are not 100% sure about that. And see, in Harappa, most inscriptions found in Harappa are really short, just like that, only contain 5, 6 sign or alphabet, you may call, right? But the longest seal Harappan has written, largest contain 26 sign, or you may call it alphabet or whatever it is, right? Most of the inscriptions found in Harappa are small, right? Just like this. And the longest one contain 26 sign. Got it? So, Harappa has too many signs, just like or somewhere like around 375 to 400 that archaeology mentioned. So that is huge, right? It's very difficult to learn, I think. So one of the most important sources that archaeology give us is Harappan people used to write from right to left. Nowadays we usually write from left to right. See, but Harappan people used to write from right to left. So how archaeology know about it? So it's interesting. So see, suppose in this inscription, suppose if I want to write something during that time, okay, just maybe God, please cancel the lockdown. So where should I start? From right? See, God, please cancel. Now see, God, please cancel. Now I am running out of space. So what I need to do? So I have to put these all sentences in this script. So I will write in a cramped or congested way. So archaeology found many seals just like that. Over in the right side, they have a pretty good space over there. In the left, then cramped because they are running out of space. So through that way, archaeology suggests or assume that people of Harappa write from right to left. Got it? So this is all about Harappan seal. But unfortunately, till now, Harappa, the archaeology have not able to read the inscription. So that is your duty. Now you have to do the research and you try to read the Inhibited Script. Then you will become very popular in the world. The third topic we are going to discuss about the weight. Now, weight, I think it's really interesting. Before 46,000 years, in India, there was a kind of civilization which had a proper system of this exchange doing in the weight system. Even archaeology found different kinds of these weights and these metal scale, right, balance scales. So through that way, they are pretty much sure about these people are very much advanced. They even know how to weight things, right, in the exchange. Now, first, the weights are made up of stone called chart, right, and these kind of weights, cubic in shape and no marking over here. See, no marking, but it has a different kind of value they have, right? Different value, different cubic has a different value. Maybe the people of Harappan people know about it. And exchange or business or exchange was done with this precise or proper weight system at the time. See how interesting it is, right? Then most of these small weights are used for balance scale, the jewelries and beads, right? Beads. And bigger weights were used for the bigger product, maybe. And metal scale plan has also been found, as I told you before, right? Archaeology found weight, and on that they also found balance scale. So they are pretty sure that these people are really advanced. They use the weight system during that time. Understood? Now, next we are going to discuss about ancient authority. Now, ancient authority. When the word authority says, what comes in your mind? Power. Right? Power to influence someone else. So in this topic, we are going to discuss about the ancient king. Is there any ruler in Harappa culture? Is there any king? Right? So we are going to discuss in this topic. Now, before, right, Harappan people have done lots of this trade relationship with Mohenjo-daro and Oman. They have a town planning was there, crop productions were there, and this drainage system, proper drainage system were there. So who arranged all this and who implement all those things? So is there any kind of king? So there are different kind of beads makings were there, different kind of bricks and all. When you combine all this kind of question in your mind, so the archaeology, they need to think about, is there any kind of ruler or king was there? So see, okay. First, there are various difficult decisions, as I told you, right, being taken and implemented in Harappan society. Implemented means to enforce, right, in a Harappan society. Who do this? Is there any king? Is there any ruler? Is a question mark. And second, very interesting decision for making Harappan pottery, right? All the settlement of Harappan have same kind of pottery. And Harappan seals. And also uniform ratio of bricks. brick from Jammu Kashmir to from the Gujarat, you will find a brick of same size and same ratio in all the settlement harbor girls. So who look after this kind of work? So the question comes here is there any ruler? Is there any king? So we are going to know more about ancient kings and palace in the next slide. Now, palace and king, right? Now, when the question comes about, is there any king or ruler in the ancient Indus Valley civilization? At that time, the archaeology have no any precise answer for this. See, what archaeology found? Archaeology found a huge building in Mohenjo-daro, so they label it as palace, but they are not sure, but they label it as palace of king, because they. And why they call it palace of level? Because they found a stone statues of a man called priest king. Archaeology found a statue, they label or they call it as a priest king. So that's why they assume that it must be a king because of his looks. He was this heavily javeled, right? So that's why they thought that he must be a king. Because now, is he really a priest king? It's a big question, right? So how they get this idea? Because if you know, in the Mesopotamia civilization, they found a priest king, right? So what archaeology did, they replica or they put this concept of priest king in Mesopotamia in Indian civilization. So through that way, they found that there may be a king, he must be a king, he must be a priest king, because these kind of a concept were there in Mesopotamia civilization. See. This Mesopotamia priest king, and here Indus Valley priest king. Understood? So now the question about the king or rulers. Now, a different historian has a different notion about: is there any king? Is there any one king? Is there any many king? Is there any no king? So different history has a different this notion about it. So some says that Harappan has no any king, and everybody enjoy equal status. All are equal. Some historian give this kind of hypothesis, right? But other historians, so many other historians says that there were there were many rulers, right? And Mohenjo-daro has a separate rulers. They are to manage or they implement this kind of activities or they make decisions. But according to me, what I think is Harappan has only single ruler. I think why? Because to do business relation, to do with this long distance trade, Mesopotamia, to do town planning, brick size. By looking at all those kind of proper arrangement, it is very difficult to make decision by many rulers, because there must be a one. Suppose to look in our Indian own society, to make a decision, different state has a different these rules. So through that way, I think there must be a one ruler in Indus Valley civilization, and he carry out all those kind of decision and implement it. But even I'm also not sure about it. So this is my opinion and what I think about Indus Valley civilization. Understood? Now, unfortunately, everything has to be comes to an end, right? So here, end of the civilization or decline of Indus Valley civilization. Now, the very popular, the very majestic, the very advanced civilization came to an end, unfortunately. And the date or time that they given by the archaeologists were circa 1800 BC. Right? So, around circa 1500 BC, people have almost forget about Indus Valley civilization. Now, decline started from that date. Now, how the decline happened? There were many notions or many reasons given by the archaeologists. Some says that a drying up of the river. Some says that flood. Some says that deforestation. Some says that invasions were there. Some says that deforestation. So different kind of notions or different kind of idea given by the people about the decline of Indus Valley civilization. See, climate changes were there, right? Deforestations. Excessive floods, and you can also put here invasion, right? But island invasion. But the island invasion got some kind of critic about that because of the date itself. But you can put, here invasion. That's fine. Understood? So now, what I think what I think about the most, this precise or authentic reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization, I would call ecological imbalance is the main reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. So this is what I think. And even I have read many books, they mentioned about ecological imbalance is the main reason for the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Got it? So now, how archaeology know that the decline happening? Because they know that, by looking at this disappearance of weights made by the civilization, as we have discussed before, seals, right? And special beads they used to make, right? And then writings, long distance trade, and craft specialization of civilization, everything, deteriorate, begin declining during that time, gradually decline. Not like, breaking of glass happened instantly, immediately, not like that. It gradually decline started by declining all those kind of skills they used to have. Decline gradually deteriorate. So through that way, archaeology assumed that decline started from circa 1800 BC. And second reason they know about is the huge, the many major Harappan sites like Cholistan and many were, people abandoned, means they leave this place, they migrate to other place. So through that way, by looking at this, they know that Indus Valley civilization unfortunately came to end. And around 1500 BC, almost, people forget about these massive, beautiful, this advanced civilization that we have. So this is all about the end of civilization.